Lots of fun.
Yes, we're ready to have some fun.
Oh, well, let's open up the champagne.
Champagne with my campaign. Let me do a damn thing.
Elijah, we're not recording this right now. It would have been great.
Actually, we are recording it.
Yes. Okay, so guess what? Next speaker happens to be me. I'm going to run through an 18-minute social media marketing plan. So, well, it's basically marketing. You can apply this same concept to really anything. It's all about taking time and breaking it down as efficiently as possible so that you can maximize your efforts and results. We all know that marketing, social media, anything that we are doing is time versus money. So if you don't have the money to be going out there and running all of these ads, then take the time every single day as a business owner and put it into your marketing. And again, it's 18 minutes of your life. You probably spend more than that in the bathroom in the morning. So I'm not saying do this in the bathroom in the morning, but if that's all you got, I mean, wash your hands. So let's get this started. I'm going to share my screen. Where's that? Where's that?
Share screen, green button.
I'm
Hey, we're good. We're
tired.
tired. Yeah, share screen. Pull up your PowerPoint.
All right, here we
There
go.
you go.
So if you haven't figured out by now, my husband and I own a company called Serving Social. We've had it for 5 years. We help small to medium-sized businesses get on the right track with their marketing. So we do everything from website development to social media management to just blog writing. So we take projects big and small, doesn't matter, as long as they're interesting. And, you know, we enjoy the projects that we're working on because we are entrepreneurs and we do this because we love it. So let's get a little started here. So we have a mantra at Serving Social. It's called Marketing Made Simple. And just like Dana was just talking about, like she's really good at being able to simplify very complex things and breaking them down to where you can understand them. We do that for you for marketing. We feel that if you think that marketing is complicated, then it's not being done right. There is always a process. We just have to figure out what it is. So 18-minute a day social media plan. So if you look right here, Elijah and I are standing in front of our RV. We are digital nomads. So we did have a traditional agency inside of an office space. We had a house, we had all of that stuff, but it wasn't for us. So we sold it all and let go of those things that were weighing us down and liberated our lives so that we could travel and have more time to do social media. Duh. So 9 out of 10 customers wish they have the ability to have meaningful interactions with brands on social media. Now this came straight from HubSpot, so I'll read that again. 9 out of 10 customers wish to have the ability to have meaningful interactions with brands on social media. Your customers want to talk to you. Your customers want you to talk to them. They don't want you to sell to them. They want to get to know you. They're not going to be able to get to know you unless you're spending the time talking to them. I know, crazy concept, right? Spend some time talking to some people. It can be a daunting task. I know. You know, sometimes you're just trying to think about what do I post for that day. You don't even think about who do I need to be talking to. And this is something that you have to start getting ingrained into your mind, that it's not just about what you're posting. It's also about who you're engaging with. So what I want you to do for the first 6 minutes of your 18 minutes, your first step in your social media routine, no matter how long it takes you, should always be to pay attention to your most important audience, your current and potential customers. So you already have a following on your channels. If you don't, you're going to grow one by doing this. So in these 6 minutes, I want you to do what we call internal engagement. That is looking at your notifications, looking at your comments, looking at your inbox on all of your social accounts, and start replying back to people. So actually Facebook is now starting to monitor your response time, and it actually says that. The people that are, or the brands that are responding the fastest are actually they're showcasing that, and they're getting rewarded for it. Rewarded, but what I mean by that is it's visible. People can see how quickly you respond now, so they're more likely to respond to you if they know that you're going to reply to them in a reasonable time frame. So your first step, no matter how long it takes you at first, 6 minutes, spend it on engaging with people. If you do not have an audience or a following, what I want you to do is I want you to go out and do some outreach. I want you to go like 5 new pages. I want you to reach out and go talk to people on their pages. I want you to reach out to, maybe it's vendors, maybe it's partners that you have, like their pages and engage with them. No matter what, there is no excuse for not engaging. So here's some options for engaging. On Facebook, review notifications, like posts shared by your customers, and reply to any new posts and messages. On Twitter, check your mentions, tab to see new interactions and followers, take the time to note mentions that need a deeper response, and always thank new followers. By what I mean by take the time to note mentions that need a deeper response, some people are going to tag you and stuff. Sometimes it's just commenting on that posting and say, oh, hey, that was great. And you might just say, thank you. Or they might actually have a really in-depth question for you, and you need to actually take the time to reply to that. Just because it's a longer question does not mean that you can ignore it or not reply to it. You absolutely have to. On LinkedIn, I want you to check and moderate new connections. And don't let them pile up, because then it becomes a task that becomes unmanageable for you. If you have that big pile of 100 people that are waiting to be connected with you, take the time to go through them and clean them out, and then make it a habit in your 18 minutes to connect with people. If you want to grow your page, if you want to grow your connections and followers, you actually have to moderate them. So publish articles to LinkedIn Publisher. If you're already writing a blog, if you're already writing news articles for other people, publish them to LinkedIn. They actually get sent out to your followers. They become published pieces of content on that social network. It's valuable. You should definitely do it. See if there are any other comments that need, again, in-depth replies. And I'm saying again, thank people for taking the time to read your posts. Thanking people, showing gratitude, is important. People want to feel, everybody wants to know that if they took the time to contribute to you, that you could take the time to contribute back to them. It's called, if you want love, you got to get love. If you want engagement, you have to give it. So on Google+, I know a lot of businesses might not be using Google+, and if you aren't, you should be. Elijah had a really great chat earlier about uploading photos and how you can leverage some of the accounts through Google, and Google+ is one of those. You have the opportunity to build circles and welcome any new followers. You can check to see if any of your content on Google+ has been shared, which is absolutely what you want, +1. And again, give thanks for those that have actually shared it. Instagram. Now, when I built this, Instagram has definitely made some updates and changes, so the same rules technically apply. There's just some expanded features you might want to pay attention to, so I'll cover those. Check your news tab for any comments or pictures your product or brand may have been tagged in. That's important. Sometimes people miss this, but you can get tagged in photos, and if you aren't paying attention, you'll completely miss them. So take the time to thank users who tagged you, and note any photos you can feature on your brand's own Instagram account. So there's actually an app called Repost that if you actually want to share a posting from someone else, if you want to share that photo that you've actually been tagged in, you can repost it to yours, #repost, and put the photos back onto your account. That way you're sharing. So right here is the photo that was from this account that we reposted to our account. Now it shows up with this little white box down here at the bottom. That is giving attribution to who you shared it from, giving credit. So that's 6 minutes. All of this can happen in 6 minutes, because when you start making a habit and you get everything onto your phone, you go to each network and you start cleaning it out. The first time you do it, it's going to take you a while, because my guess is you probably haven't gone through those LinkedIn connections in a while, and you might have some stuff piling up that you need to pay attention to. So in your next 4 minutes, which will round out to 10 minutes, you need to dedicate time to see what's happening in the network that day. I want you to notice trending topics to see if there are any content relevant to your field or to your clients. This is basically your research time. and it doesn't take that long because there's a mass amount of information out there. So for Facebook, browse your news feed, search the influencer streams you have identified in your industry. By that, I mean, hey, on Facebook, let's say I'm a healthcare, I'm a health clinic, I'm a spa. And I have identified that there are a number of brands and there are a number of people that are kind of the influencers in my area for my type of industry. I want to go and see what they're sharing, see what they're posting. I want to go see what my competitors are posting. I want to find out what popular stories are happening right now. Social media moves so fast, and if you don't hop on the news as it's happening, you will be left behind. So Twitter, check search streams to follow industry hints or industry news. The hint is hashtags. Twitter will tell you what the trending hashtags are for that network. Go look at them, go pay attention to them, find out whether or not there's something that you can possibly include into what you're doing or sharing. Check mentions for your brand and your core industry hashtags. So every industry, just like Social Media Day, they have their hashtags. So hashtag SM Day. And that hashtag will have its own brands that are following it. So it's a good opportunity for you to go and take a deep dive into what hashtags have to offer and who's actually using them. In Google+, see what's going on with circles. If you don't know what circles are, go to servingsocial.com, fill out the contact form, and I'll help you out. But you need to know what Google+ is. You need to know how to build circles and check your notifications. On LinkedIn, check LinkedIn Pulse and any published material through LinkedIn Publisher from people you follow. So basically, this is what it looks like. LinkedIn Publishing, you put in your headline, you put in your content, you put your photo up here at the top. You want to check those things, see if people are responding to them, reply back to them. You want to check other people's published material because you're going to get a notification about it. That's the luxury about LinkedIn, is that your followers get notified when you actually contribute articles to the network. On Instagram, check the news tab and see if any mentions of your brand. Use branded hashtags and use a lot of them. 11 hashtags, 11 to 14 is what was recommended per posting. You're not going to be able to find 11 to 14 for every single thing that you do, but the more hashtags that you can put in there that are relevant to who you are and what you're doing and what you are actually posting, the better it's going to be. So search the hashtag and see what's happening inside of it. So a pro tip is to take the time to check your social networks throughout the day. Often the difference between a happy or lost customer is a timely response. So back to what I said earlier before is that you want to be engaging. You want to respond as quickly as you can. I know you're busy business owners, but take the time to do this in the morning, do this in the afternoon, the evening, whenever you can. Do your full 18 minutes and then keep an eye on it. That's the reason why you have notifications that you can turn on for your phone, and you can set which notifications you want or don't want. If you're getting an inbox message, you're going to want to reply. If somebody just liked your stuff, it can wait. So I want you to go the extra step and search and set up alerts for replies. That's what I just talked about. On your mobile phone, it allows you to respond to people quickly. You can also set up Google alerts so that you can get pinged when things are happening and have it delivered to your inbox. So that's 10 minutes. Once you have this routine down, you should be able to do those two things in 10 minutes. The next one, postings, 3 minutes. I want you to post any real-time, non-scheduled content as needed. So when you're doing your research or when you're finding what hashtags are trending, when you're finding what news articles are out there and relevant, when your influencers have posted something that's relevant to what you are doing, share it. It's if you want people to share your content, you have to share theirs. It's not always just about creating original content. It's also about sharing content as well. So if you don't use a scheduler tool, a scheduler, so use this time to post the content you have lined up in your daily plan. So you should always have something interesting and informative in your accounts. You can use Buffer, Sprout Social, HubSpot, Hootsuite, not HubSpot, Hootsuite. There we go. I'm tired. But you can use all of those and you can schedule these things, or while you're in the network, you can share them. So this should only take you 3 minutes. You're doing it as you're going through the network. So if you've done your research in the previous 4 minutes, These 3 minutes, you already know what you're posting. It's just taking the time to write out your message and sharing it. Yes, I said your message when you're sharing, because it's not just about resharing somebody else's stuff. You actually have to put your thought and information in with it too. So always write something that goes along with the content that you're sharing. So on Facebook, post a resource and relevant article, share relevant article from a trusted source. Twitter, find a client or influencer's tweet to retweet. Look for a tweet that contains images or videos. So text tweets, like, they're just not going to get the exposure that you want them to unless you're having a long stream conversation. What you really want is that visual concept, and if you can, do it in video. So if somebody is already posting a great video tweet that's relevant to what you're doing, retweet it. Post a tweet that has a call to action that drives followers to your business, official website, newsletter, or YouTube. Doesn't matter what you're sending them to, it needs to have a call to action. So, hey, come check us out on Facebook, read our blog, whatever it may be. LinkedIn, publish a relevant post. So I have a, this is the thing about LinkedIn publishers, you want this to be your original piece of content. However, at the same time, you can get with influencers and see how you can share and publish their content. Now, you would give them credit for it. You'd put a link at the bottom that says this post was originally shared from or sourced from here. That way that you are giving the correct credit where it is due, but you're also getting the opportunity of getting to share some content that might be relevant to you. For Google, post one piece of original content or share one piece of useful external content. This could be, as Elijah said, tons of photos. Post as many photos as you can. For Instagram, post a minimum of one photo or a 60-second video a day. GIFs are videos too. So go to Giphy, one of those. I think there's both of them. And download one of the GIFs. Put it up on Instagram. They're already formatted for it. You can download them as an MP4, and you can upload them as a little video, and it's pretty fun. So the last part is analyzing for 2 minutes. It's not the last part, it's the next part. In order to develop your content plan, you need to know what's working and what's not working. You're not going to make a move without seeing what the data is giving you. So if you haven't learned anything from our speakers, from the entire day, it's data. It's all about the data. So you have to take an action first to be able to put something out there, but then you also have to take the time to see if it's actually working. So pick an analytics tool. Every network pretty much has their own that tells you what's working, what's not working, how many followers, how many clicks, how many impressions. See what your audience is actually resonating with. See what they aren't. Kick out that content. Don't share that same content again that isn't working. Focus on the stuff that is. So Facebook, it shows insights for your audience demographics. They show age, reason, and gender. They show the number of likes, the number of monthly active users, and the daily likes. Like, these networks give you this data, but most businesses aren't even going and using it. I can't tell you how many people don't even know that the Insights tab exists because they never go to their account. This is important. This is telling you who exactly your people are, what time of day they're on your channel, what day they're most active. You need to know that stuff. That's going to help you. On Twitter, they have analytics, which gives information on tweet activity, so mentions, retweets, link clicks, and the number of impressions. The thing about Twitter analytics is it's not something that's just given to you. You have to activate it. So if you want analytics from Twitter, go to analytics.twitter.com as you're signed into your Twitter account, and it will automatically start pulling your information for you. Until you activate it, you will have no analytics. So LinkedIn offers analytics on the right side of the page, which includes profile ranking and how your published posts are doing compared to the previous day. They don't offer a lot of analytics, which not in the way that we could really use it to see what post data is really working, other than impressions, clicks, interactions, engagement, and followers acquired. So the analytics for LinkedIn is very limited, but depending on what you're using the channel for, it could have a good opportunity to at least tell you what types of content is working. Google Plus, it's Google Analytics. It's a pro tip. If you have a website and you're not using Google Analytics, get it now. So there's lots of different forms and elevated versions of analytics that you can get from Google, but just get the basic version right now. See what's happening on your website. Go in, sign up for Google My Business, see what's happening in your local area. Like, I can't express enough that these are free resources and tools that all of these social accounts are giving you. And if you aren't leveraging them, then you're just spinning your wheels and wasting your time. Because then you're posting stuff and not really paying attention to what's working and what's not. So Instagram actually came up with native analytics for business pages. So you can see followers, growth, and engagement. Here's a little view here. So when you click through, you can see this is my posting. This is who liked it, what time of day, how much, are they male, are they female, where are they at? Pretty simple, right? So 3 minutes, schedule. Notice how this is the last block of the 18 minutes. So this is, you've gone through 15 minutes so far of actually going through doing some engagement, doing your research, doing some postings, taking a look at your analytics. This next part is using scheduling to help you curate content for the next day. Once you realize what's been working in your data and not, you can figure out the optimal posting times. Based on your audience habits, you can find relevant social media content on your channels. Like, you already have the 18 minutes that gives you everything you need to make these 3 minutes as productive as possible. So for Facebook, tell a story. We want to know about you, not about what you do. I'm going to connect with you through your why, through who you are, through what you're doing in your daily life. I'm not going to connect with you if you're throwing your product in my face. I'm not interested in that. I will be interested in your product if I am interested in you. Use visually rich photos and video messaging. Hello, Facebook Live. What do you think we've been doing for almost 27 hours? Almost 27 hours. I'm so excited. But Facebook Live is new. It's what the network is focusing on. They're focusing on videos, and that's what you need to be focusing on. If you haven't tried it yet, try it. It's pretty easy. Limit your limit your postings to 1 to 2 a day. You don't have to overdo it. You just have to get started. So maybe post something in the morning and do a Facebook Live in the afternoon. You can figure out how the content works for your schedule, but you need to at least post. You need to keep it active. Thanks for my background music.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. For Twitter, tweets, space them out to avoid being perceived as spamming your audience. So what we've noticed about some tweeters is that they will visit the network and they will share, repost or reshare, retweet a mass amount of content all at once in the 5 or 10 minutes that they're on the network. And that just doesn't work. You don't want to hammer your audience with post after post after post after post. You want to space these out. Twitter's feed moves so quickly. There's a lot of information. Your posts are going to get lost in it really quickly. So when you're scheduling and putting yours together, space out your tweets, morning, afternoon, evening, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening, however the capacity of how you want to do it is, doesn't matter, space them out. Include tweets with different formats like photos, videos, and again with links, and include the appropriate hashtags. Twitter and Instagram are hashtag usage heavy sites. So you want to pay attention to what hashtags are trending, how can I include those in there, which ones are important to me, but also keep in mind that you have 280 characters. Most people aren't using the full 280 characters anymore. Most people kept everything through 1 to 160. So keep that in mind, that you have more time or more space to actually say more, but that doesn't mean that you should. Less is more. I got everybody laughing back here about that one. You know who I'm talking about. These people ramble. Anyway, LinkedIn, share content with a more serious tone. Think business. Now, LinkedIn is changing some. So it's incorporating more of a personal content to the user, but it's still with an entrepreneur stance. Like, I'm still annoyed when I see people talking like fluffy kitten postings and stuff in LinkedIn because I just don't think it has a place there. So post content oriented to a professional audience, because that's who is still using LinkedIn. But keep in mind that they're human too. So talk about your entrepreneurial journey. Share articles that are relevant to what you do and who you are. Use, again, LinkedIn Publisher. If you haven't noticed, I've mentioned that multiple times because it's important. You can, again, use scheduling tools, Sprout, Hootsuite. They can do all of these for you. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. You can use something to do it automatically. Hootsuite's free for up to 3 accounts. Sprout Social has a cost, but it has really great data and analytics that makes it easy for you. Google Plus. Share any news from your business. Share external relevant content to your business based on your business circles. So by business circles, they're groupings like Twitter lists. They're groupings of people. They're groupings of businesses. You can, basically, it's a category of whatever you want to create, and then you group people or businesses inside of it. So share content based off of the type of circles that you've already started to create. So for example, I have a women in business circle, and that is where I have put my women focused groups, my women that are women speakers, women entrepreneurs. I put them in there. So when I'm sharing content specific towards that, when I'm sharing content, I'm going to think about what content I can share specifically to that audience. For Instagram, plan photo or video content to complement social media messaging. So video content on Instagram is right now, it is 60 seconds for posting, and that's it. Instagram just launched IGTV, so you're going to have the option to actually share more through that area of the network. It's relatively new. I haven't included it in here, but I'm sure I'll be coming out with more information on it soon. So just go read some blogs, get updated on it. Until then, 60-second video postings. Great quality photos. Don't post a graphic with a lot of text. It's not going to work. People aren't interested in it. It's a visual network. It needs something beautiful. Post photos or videos that promote an event or campaign that you have coming up. Schedule a photo to spread awareness. Instagram also presents a great opportunity to give your customers an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at your business. So we've noticed with some of our clients, when they share photos internally from inside their offices, they got more engagement than what they did from some of the curated articles that we were sharing or some of the graphics we were creating for promotions. It's because people don't care. They want to know who you are. I put that as bluntly as possible because it's the truth. I want to see what's happening in your business. Like Scott over here, he posts photos all the time. How many photos have we done today? You have no idea. All of those photos are going to go online later, and they're going to paint a picture of what these entire 27 hours of streaming has been like. Because right now, this is all you've seen. Somebody sitting in front of a camera and talking, either my side or their side. But there's been a lot more stuff happening around here. We posted a few photos already, but we've already noticed that those photos are getting tons of engagement because we changed the types of content and we focus more so on ourselves and what we're doing. So I'm going to open it up for any questions. If there's anybody actually awake right now, I don't know. We'll see because I'm halfway awake. You got any questions from anybody?
I'm looking here real fast. Yeah, that's it.
Really? What's that over there?
Those are comments and other things here.
Cool.
Kitty for, what's her name?
Awesome.
Yeah, we're good.
So if you want to connect with us, it's pretty easy. info@servingsocial.com, @servingsociallc. There's our number, or you can go to servingsocial.com. And I'm done. I love it.